Okay, a while ago, a hobby analyst posted that the short drama industry in China will disrupt the global entertainment industry the same way TikTok has done towards the social media entertainment field. Now, that's a bold claim. You're saying this will revolutionize entertainment globally. Well, let's take a step back first, because I want to run you through the revolution that is low-key happening right now at this moment as we speak, and you can then decide for yourself. So short dramas aren't exactly anything new. If you go online right now, matter of fact, and you type in short drama, you'll find a lot of them like this in the recommended list, and I've actually seen this one, so, you know. But none of these short dramas look like this. Somebody really sat there and was like, yeah, this'll kill cinema. Okay, you know what? It's not just illusion. Duanju, or literally short drama, consists of about 1 to 3 minutes per episode that you can watch on streaming platforms, often up to 80 episodes per release. And unlike traditional companies that release one big movie at a time, these companies release 10 to 100 of these at the same time. Now that's fairly new. Now how the payment model works and how they reel you in is that the first couple videos are free, and the rest are paid purchases that aren't exactly expensive either. If you think about it, in a way, it functions like paid manga. Actually, I suppose a better example is if one day a company decided to remake your mom's favorite genre, fill it with fan service 1 minute at a time, 80 episodes per series, would you pay a couple cents for it? I don't know about you, but I know the answer for me. Let that scenario sink in and you're kind of getting the rough idea of how disruptive this could be. Okay, but here's the thing, because the main attraction of these short dramas is that it's not exactly designed to be high quality per se. What it is designed to do is to satisfy your cravings, spark emotional value, giving you a full dose of drama in the shortest period possible. You know how in traditional love dramas, couple will meet and they go through like a week of blue balling and then you're like, oh, do they kiss right here? Nope. 20 episodes down the line, and then they kiss and you get your emotional value in return. Now, I'm not exactly saying that model isn't valid because some people still prefer a little bit of back and forth, but what the industry is saying is that some people are employed, so we're gonna have to improvise. Just last year, the figures for short drama market sits at 50.4 billion, which has pretty much already overtook the 2024 box office revenues, and by a pretty fair margin, I would say. So then this claim isn't exactly nonsense, right? At least from a domestic perspective, short drama is looking like this right now, and it's spreading towards Hollywood. You know what? Came a long way since skit videos, which is what this is built on. But then the interesting thing is that when it comes to having a look at the top performing dramas, none of them are even close to the type of stories you'd see from revenue-breaking hits. Now, for example, in August 2023, this film called Wu Shuang, or translated to Second to None, breaks 100 million streams in just 8 days. Now, that number is relatively crazy, but what's even crazier is this plot that I'm about to tell you. So in Second to None, the show begins with a male lead called Chu Jing, who basically lives as a good-for-nothing son-in-law. A classic. Now, the story begins tragically when he finds out that his wife's family is going bankrupt. So he spends 5 in-game years solving the rising issues for his in-laws and protecting the family, while the wife chases money and status on the other hand, trying to win favor from this Lord of the Dragon Hole. That's what it's called. So immediately you kind of get an idea what type of show this is. Then eventually his wife divorces him. That's tragic, but that's also when the paywall kicks in, so you can choose not to watch, but I'll tell you the full story. Because after a couple episodes, the ultimate plot twist at the end is that Mr. Chu was actually the Lord of the Dragon Hole this whole time. See? Absolute cinema. So we get boardroom drama, we get revenge porn, and a sad love story, which all condenses into essentially a couple hours. Now this format is unironically a dub. In fact, after the release of this short series, the same year the whole market value of the industry reaches about 37.39 billion, which accounts for 70% of box office revenues for the entire film and cinema industry. You don't actually need an in-depth story and character development because the emphasis is put on fast emotional delivery, just like in TikTok FYP. And it doesn't matter how you achieve it as long as it attracts attention. And then when you want to get the next hit, boom, paywall. But then that shift in monetization isn't the only thing that's changing to the industry, or else this wouldn't be a video. Hey, because with this little maneuver right here came a much bigger revolution. Because this is where we are beginning to see the talent pool overall shifting towards favoring the short drama industry as a potential career option. Now the reasons are pretty simple. Production talent demand, for one, is after twice as much short drama talent compared to long form talent. So in that case, your odds of making it as an actor is simply higher from a statistics perspective. Then because of the nature of how short dramas are filmed, where a smaller actor base is needed. This means more frequent scenes with a better impression rate. I mean, talk about things from a time perspective, right? What are the odds that you'll make it as a low-tier TV actor? Okay, that question depends on a variety of things, right? For example, the time it takes for your tuition to end, how long you spend building your career and reputation, how good your acting skills are, but most importantly, how good you look from all the angles. Now, I'm gonna be for real, this article is pretty Okay, so disclaimer ahead, check out this title. 4 short drama actresses who are ugly but don't know it. They look average but still play the heroine. Are they worthy of the audience? That's crazy. Now, the reason why these articles even exist is because historically they've been big hit pieces with TVs and movie stars where you'd criticize certain actors for their looks and the netizens would agree because hey, it's the big screen, so fair enough. But then if you look at the comments under this article, it's a fairly mixed response, and there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, with all due respect, who the hell are you? But number 2, the most important part, it's because it's the short drama industry. Nobody is going to hold it to the same standards you'd have with A-list celebrities on a big movie screen. And that's not going to change even if these short drama actors are basically A-listers at this point, because that's the perception people have towards short drama. It's supposed to be unserious. Now, the average time it takes for a person to become an actor, for example, in China sits at 3 to 5 years on a good run. 10 years if you're going for the they're gonna cast me for my personality and not my looks type of character. Now, the same question, but a little different. How long would it take you then to become a mildly successful TikToker? It's essentially free, and it can be done in the span of weeks if you're somewhat entertaining with your content. And I ask those questions because with the rise of Chinese short drama industry, there is somewhat of a much clearer pathway now than ever before for the average Chinese person to become a celebrity. And let's take a look at the reasons for a start. Number 1, short dramas draw heavily on internet talent and prefers casting zero threshold actors, which essentially just means no formal training is needed. That basically translates to I get to lowball the shit out of you because you don't have work experience, and capitalists always love that. Then reason number 2, short dramas cannot afford big actors. What's that saying? The profit margins don't lie. Now, remember how I said at the start of the video, unlike traditional companies that release 1 big movie at a time, these companies tend to release 10 to 100 short dramas at once? Well, that's because the industry profit margin for short dramas sits at roughly 10 to 20%. In fact, actually, in this interview with the directors of Wushuang, which is the short drama mentioned earlier, now it was said that although the show costed less than 500,000 yuan to make overall, at least 80 million yuan was invested into the marketing, achieving a total profit of around 10%. And that seems to be in line with industry report. And here's a little more transparency for you, actually. Only 0.46% of short dramas can even be considered successful. And overall, the most popular genre is the MC counterattack genre, which is the classic. So quantity is preferred over quality when you want to achieve proper revenue figures compared to a box office hit, resulting in more short drama produced and more frequent job listings for actors overall. Now, actually, here's a little bit more trivia. One expose mentions that 100 episodes roughly take around 7 days to complete, and bigger companies with about 1,000 employees can sometimes smash it out in 3 days, where they'd set up multiple filming floors capable of producing multiple works every single week. And then you have about 100 different actors in and out of the studio every single day. Matter of fact, this place, Hongdian Film City, which is a major production set, estimates a ratio of 70 to 30, with about 70% of productions being short dramas and the rest dedicated to cinema. So yeah, they used to make real movies back in In fact, in 2024, many short drama leads were actually veteran stage and TV actors to begin with years and years of experience who came to short content for more exposure. And these cases are very prevalent amongst many professionals in the entertainment industry, actively choosing to have a short drama career as a second option of hustle. Then comes a collapse of capital investment, and a shift of budget towards short form from big players are beginning to happen. For example, iQIYI, Mango TV, Xiaohongshu, Bilibili, and even non-video platforms like Baidu, Taobao, JD, Pinduoduo, Alibaba, the big tech players, are all deploying policies to aid the growth of the short drama industry. Now, these efforts used to go to movies and dramas. So in short, Chinese capital is slowly abandoning the industry, siphoning it to the other side, because at the end of the day, they all chase profit. So then clearly, in China, the entertainment industry is facing a revolution. Yeah, that was the whole topic of discussion this whole time, right? Well, I mean, at least now you're somewhat familiar to the industry now, but if you made it this far,